talk to you about how to stop being a slave to your business and transform it into a predictable, profitable turnkey operation. How's that sound, everybody, by the way? By a show of hands. Yes? Perfect. More predictable. Like you don't have a bunch of surprises. No drama because you have systems. Profitable because you have an administration system where you're tracking all those numbers. And then turnkey if that's what you want. Listen, you don't have to be turnkey, but you get more freedom as you move up. I'm going to show you a very powerful tool in just a minute. If you use this tool, it's the path to freedom. It's depressing first when you look at it, but it's your roadmap to freedom. Okay, so again, I want to take you back to, do you remember why you went into business for yourself? By the way, we need to remind ourselves every single day that we went into business for one reason only, and that is to build a vehicle to help you achieve your life goals. If you make a lot of money, that's great. That's the beauty about a business that is run properly. It makes you a lot of money. If it's more predictable, if you have replaced yourself with people and processes, then you can have more free time. Really, it was freedom that you're after. The brutal reality of most small business owners' lives, you feel like a slave to the business, very little family time, business consumes your mind 24/7, major stress, no real freedom. You feel like you have a job instead of owning a business, and your day is consumed putting out brush fires. So here's why systems are so critical. Number one, it's the only way to profitable growth. Again, I'm a living testimony that you can bring in $2 million and spend 2.2. And if you don't have $200,000 to cover the loss, what are you going to do? You got to go borrow it somewhere. It's the only way to manage effectively. Your team members need to know what to do when they get there. They need to know what to do before they leave. They need to know how to do their job, and it makes them perform better. Listen, it's a fantasy to think that you're just going to get some superstar just to come in and take over your business for you and calculated service outcome. What I mean by that, you want your service experience to be outstanding, to be phenomenal every time, because every person has been trained what to say, what not to say, how to dress, how to set up for their work. And so the client experience, remember, work is theater and every business is a stage. So you can orchestrate that, you can calculate it, you can create it so that they're gonna feel a certain way. That's entertainment, that's a performance. Ultimately, what having systems is all about is taking less of the owner's time. The more that you can delegate to other people, especially tasks that are lower than your hourly rate. The idea is to replace yourself with people and processes. That way you have more time to do what? Work on the business. Go to the beach, go to the mountains, go lake, go fishing, whatever it is that you want to do. Spend time with your family. Now, we do still have responsibilities to lead the business, build the business, and all that. But you get to decide. Don't build a business where you just have a job. Build a business that helps you reach your goals and dreams. And by the way, if you ever want to sell your business for a lot of money, nobody wants your hard job. What do they want? They want a set of keys. They want a set of keys to a turnkey business that all they have to do is just open the door. It works just as well for them. Or if you want to use this metaphor, put in the key in the ignition and turn it on. It runs just as well for them as it does for you. But they're only going to buy it if it's saleable. If they got to come in and recreate it, people with money, first of all, are not interested. And plus, you're not going to get as much money for it. My friend who has a billionaire neighbor gets his mail, and if there's a check or something that happens to come to his vacation home. He calls him, forwards it to him, whatever. And whenever his billionaire neighbor comes into town, who owns these massive businesses all over the country, he says he gets business advice from him. And the billionaire neighbor says, build your business to sell it. And then don't sell it. Because then you have a predictable, profitable, turnkey money machine that also makes a difference in a lot of lives. I mean, it's like the best thing since sliced bread. It's one thing to make a bunch of money, work your behind off, and there's a lot of stress and all that. It's another thing to have a business that runs without you and maybe you don't make any money, but you can have both. Okay, I'm going to share with you now the 5 components of a system. We got to start with a vision, and the team needs to know where are we going and why are we going there. Mission, values, purpose. Number 2 is the org chart. That's the roles of the team members. Now I'm going to show you an org chart in just a minute. It's not going to be fun because you're going to see why you feel like a slave to your business, why it's a little bit overwhelming, all the different pieces. Just hold on for a second. Number 3, for each of those roles, you need what we call a PRD, or a performance results description. I don't want to have job descriptions because I really don't want anybody in my company to have a job. I don't want Lauren to have a job. I don't want Victoria to have a job. I don't want Austin to have a job. I want them to get results. And in order to get results, they have to perform. So we describe what that performance looks like to get that result. And it's a real simple way to do this. It's what they have to do every day, what they have to do every week, what they have to do every month, what are they responsible for. Then the hard part about systems, see, that's the easy part. So I can give Lauren a list, say, hey, I got 10 things here I need you to handle. You know, you good with those? Yes. Okay. Now we have to introduce when to do them, the rules of the game, and how to do them, the playbook. And that's how you're going to differentiate yourself, is you're going to have a unique playbook. The organizational chart of pretty much every small business on the planet. Doesn't matter how big or how small the business is, this is what the org chart looks like. Now that is humorous, even though it's the truth. How many of you would agree with me that this is pretty much what it looks like for most small businesses, right? This is the reality. This is my reality. I was trying to control everything. I was trying to micromanage everything. How many of you know that that no one person on planet Earth can be involved in all of this, micromanage all of this, and still grow? You can have a job that you call a business, but you can't really grow. This is why you feel like a slave to your business. This is why you're putting out brush fires. This is why you feel overwhelmed. You're trying to do too many things. This is 12 to 15 hats, depending on how you slice it. Somebody's got to lead. Somebody's got to do marketing. Somebody's got to do sales. Somebody's got to do service. Somebody's got to eventually count the money. If your bookkeeper isn't getting you your numbers until 45 days after the month ended, it's too late. This is also your roadmap to success. This is your roadmap to phenomenal success. It's actually very simple. Success is simple. It's just not easy. Okay. So here's what you got to do. You got to start replacing yourself on the doing level. Find the person and create the process for the doing of the work. Whether that's, your data entry, doing your books, get an assistant who helps you with the operations, who ends up replacing you, teach someone like Austin, but not Austin. You can't have any of my people to do sales. You teach people how to do your marketing stuff. You put a referral marketing rep out on the street, and you replace yourself on that bottom row. Then you're in management. So you're planning and you're supervising. You're creating the vision and you're checking it all out to make sure that everything's working. Now, if you want to keep moving forward, what do? You replace yourself on the management part. Where are the managers going to come from? First row. This is your Santiago. This is your Johan. This is your Michelle. This is your Lauren. Okay, they move from here to managing the process instead of just doing the process. Then if you want to be turnkey, or you want to just have a lot of freedom and you can develop people who can make good decisions for you, that you trust to make those decisions because they have been thoroughly developed, they can be directors. In my service company, I have 2 directors. I have one guy who's over the financial parts, and Johan oversees the sales and operations. They kind of share on the marketing. They make good decisions. They tell me when we're going to buy a truck. They tell me when they're going to sell a truck. They tell me when they're going to hire somebody. I don't do it. They do it. But we have to have the processes in place, and we have to have the right people. The challenge is, once you get out of this environment, you're likely to fail to implement. So how many of you would agree that you could be more successful if you just simply implement the things that you've already learned, that you already know? How many of you believe that if you could properly train your team members and get these systems in place, you would implement more, and they would implement more? 100%. So I'm going to give you what I call the 4 keys to implementation. Number 1 is inspiration. How many of you would agree that if you're more inspired, like you have hope, you wake up every day, you have a vision, you have goals, like my friend Brian Tracy says, when you are listless, make a list. That every day you're working on those goals. Every day you're working on that vision. Every day you're remembering why you're in business. You're working on that business every day. You stay inspired. What's the biggest way to stay inspired? Stay around people who are winning. Stay in the winner's circle, because they keep you inspired. What one man can do, another can do. What one woman can do, another can do. Number 2 is organization. How many of you would agree that if you're more organized, you're going to get more things done? How many of you would agree that if your people are more organized, they're going to get more of the right things done the right way and the right time? 100%. It's been said that that more time is wasted when looking for things than anything else. Anybody else been looking for your sunglasses and you walk by a mirror and they're on your head? Or you're worse, you're actually wearing them. Or are you looking for your keys or your business cards? You gotta have a system. I have a personal organizational system that I use every day. I've used it for 15 years. Okay. Number 3, I learned from my coach, Mr. Rick Jones, who was with Dale Carnegie for 33 years, owned the top franchise in the entire world for 20 years. He's on our team. He's one of our coaches. He says that training breeds confidence. And the fact is that most small business owners and their teams have never been properly trained in marketing, properly trained in sales, properly trained in systems and operations, and never properly trained in administration, finance, and leadership. Most people have the wrong idea about leadership. The keys to freedom is to develop leaders in your business so they can lead. They can start taking over things for you. Listen, you can go a long way with just those 3, but the 4th one is the key. Here's what I've learned. All of my breakthroughs, every major breakthrough that I've had, there was a coach involved. Why do the best players have the best coaches? How many coaches did Michael Jordan have? I actually met his trainer, Tim S. Grover, at a conference one time. He had a trainer, he had coaches. The one thing that will help you more than anything else is having a business coach. But here's the problem. We got another problem. And that is that one business coach is not enough. You have 5 areas of business. So what am I going to do? Hire 5 coaches? If that's what it takes. But you don't have to do that. Because I made a discovery about 30 years ago that there's one thing better than having the right coach, and that is having a community of not only coaches, trainers, leaders, but also people who walk the path with us. Yeah, I dealt with that. Here's how I solved it. Yeah, I struggle with that. Here's how I solved it. Oh, how are you doing that? Oh, wow, that's good. I like that. So more than anything else, what we do, I have a program called the Howard Partridge Inner Circle. And the idea here is that this circle, this winner circle, will inspire you, keep you inspired, keep you organized, train you, and support you, encourage you, and help you stay accountable to do the things, more importantly, to be the person you need to be, to do the things that you need to do so that you can have a phenomenal business.